Conan was obviously kidnapped, but when facing the police investigation, he didn't choose to ask for help. Instead, he even helped the kidnappers escape. The reason he did this was because he knew clearly the two kidnappers in front of him were not bad. They were even the poorest victims. There were 2 points to prove this. The first point was their actions. They completely relied on the hints in the box. The second point was the model car under the seat. Tetsuya's name was clearly written on the model car. After listening to Conan's analysis, Chiaki burst into tears. Conan seriously told Chiaki if she wanted to save her child Tetsuya, she had to tell all the truth. Helplessly, Chiaki had to tell the whole story. It turned out that yesterday evening, Chiaki was preparing dinner. She suddenly received a call from the kidnappers. At first, the couple didn't believe it, until a suitcase appeared at the door. They finally believed what the kidnappers said. The suitcase at the door contained a kidnapping guidebook and various tools to assist in the kidnapping. Conan immediately asked for the guidebook. After careful reading, Conan soon made a discovery, but he didn't say it immediately. Instead, he turned to ask the two what they planned to do next. Hayato still thought they had to hand over Kazuo to the kidnappers to exchange for the survival of their own child. These words made Conan's face very solemn, because the kidnappers insisted on kidnapping Kazuo. Their ultimate goal was to kill him. Looking at the content in the guidebook, Chiaki fell into a dilemma, because she didn't want to hurt anyone at all. Seeing this, Conan suggested, since they didn't want to hurt anyone, they had to follow the instructions and find the location where Tetsuya was kidnapped. Then the three started to act. They first called Megure, then they put on the tone of kidnappers, and put forward new conditions to Megure. That was to divide the cash into 2 parts, and put them into 2 cars respectively. They must get on the highway on time at 2 p.m. Finally, drive the 2 cars in different directions, at a speed of 30 miles per hour. After saying that, Conan hung up the phone quickly. At this time, on Conan's side, Chiaki was still curious why Conan was like an adult, but Conan claimed it was a secret. Chiaki wanted to ask further, but this was stopped by Conan. He told the two. Now the police must have launched a citywide manhunt. For the convenience of the next action, Conan asked the two to disguise themselves. Before long, the two were redisguised under Conan's arrangement. At the same time, the police here also followed Conan's instructions. Let the 2 cars get on the highway. Meanwhile, on Conan's side, Conan learned from Chiaki again. Shortly after they received the call, the kidnappers sent them a photo of Tetsuya. After looking at the photo, Conan quickly took some actions. He first used the photo editing function. Lower the brightness of the picture background. After confirming the scene outside the house, Conan took the two to find the building in the picture, and this was the Tokyo Tower. Combining the construction around the Tokyo Tower, Conan made another inquiry. He found that there were only 3 places under construction near the Tokyo Tower. The photo from the kidnappers was taken in the evening. Considering the scenery outside the window, and the angle of the Tokyo Tower, Conan finally confirmed Tetsuya's location. On the way to the location, Conan called Megure again. He asked Megure to arrange for both cars to get off the highway. Finally, they must all stop at the train station exit. After saying that, Conan hung up the phone quickly. After this call, Megure also noticed the problem. The criminal who called this time was different from the previous ones, because their instructions became clear. From this, Megure speculated someone must have newly joined the kidnappers team, although Megure had many guesses. But now, the most important thing was to follow the kidnappers' conditions. At the same time, on Conan's side, he had also locked down Tetsuya's location. However, just then, a patrolling police officer also found them. Seeing that the situation was not good, Conan immediately took the two to run to the apartment building. Then Conan began to observe the mailbox. According to the angle of the photo, the location where Tetsuya was imprisoned was on the 3rd or 4th floor. Among these 2 floors, the only one where no one picked up the mail was only 402. Soon the 3 forced open the door of 402. As soon as they entered the door, Chiaki noticed that one of the rooms was sealed. Seeing this, Hayato no longer hesitated, immediately used all his strength. Soon he opened the door, and successfully found the sleeping Tetsuya in the bathroom. This made Chiaki very happy. Just as the 3 were reunited, Conan received a call from Kazunobu. He followed Conan's request, successfully intercepted Kazuo when he was about to get home. After learning about this, Conan asked Kazunobu to investigate one thing. That was who the owner of apartment 402 was. After hanging up the phone, Conan suddenly smelled the scent of perfume. This made Conan realize something instantly. Immediately, he asked Chiaki if she had smelled it anywhere. In response to Conan's question, Chiaki soon remembered. She had smelled this perfume before, on her college classmate Naho. Hearing this, Conan quickly took out his mobile phone and showed Chiaki the wedding photo of Masami and his wife Naho. After Chiaki's confirmation, the Naho in the photo was her classmate. Hearing this, Conan finally realized, as Masami's second wife, Naho might not be related to Kazuo by blood. Before Conan could think, Kazunobu called again. After some investigation, he found that the owner of apartment 402 was Naho. These words shocked Conan very much, but what Kazunobu said next made Conan break out in a cold sweat. Kazuo, who was protected by the police, kept crying. so Chiba's colleague called Naho. Now Kazuo had been taken away by Naho. At this time, on Kazuo's side, Naho told Kazuo, because his father Masami was going to divorce her, to make her own child be valued, she had to think of these plans. After Naho confessed, she slowly reached out her hand to Kazuo. At the critical moment, a large number of police arrived in an instant, and surrounded Naho's car completely. It turned out that in Kazuo's clothes, there was also a detective armband. Conan relied on this armband, successfully found Kazuo's location. So far, this bizarre kidnapping case finally came to a thrilling end with Conan's help.